Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2020 mid-month general reading. This is for the last 2 weeks of September, and this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well, safe, healthy, as mentally balanced as we can all be in the year 2020. Thanks for being here today and for all that you do in support of this channel. So this reading is for Scorpio for the last half of September 2020. So that's relevant for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising. If your Venus is in Scorpio, if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio, it's all relevant, but of course being general readings, it's going to resonate a little differently in details and intensity for everyone watching. So watch all of your signs if you know them, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, because each one can potentially provide a different perspective into what's going on in your life, which can help you navigate better through it. And if you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just click on the description link below, click on that little arrow. You'll see my email address there as well, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me. I can usually respond within the same day or the first 24 hours. And scheduling is done in a pretty timely fashion. I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own to get personal readings scheduled as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I would be delighted to work with you. I do offer a wide variety of readings. Okay, let's move right into this. Scorpio, let's see what the first half of September 2020 holds for you. I am using, what am I using? Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Okay, Scorpio, we begin with the Ace of Wands, followed by the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, followed by Temperance. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the last half of September is the Tower. So some kind of big shakeup or breakdown is going on, or perhaps has, and you're still kind of in the midst of it. Timing's always a bit fluid and never more so than general readings. That's what the Tower represents. Major Arcana card, inevitable, can't control it. This is something which comes in. Although sometimes this can be enacted or initiated because of our choices, our conscious choices as well. So this is a card that represents the complete shakeup or breakdown of something, which needs to be. I mean, you know, the Tower card, regardless of what deck you look at, usually is represented by some kind of structure that somebody's been living in that they felt was solid, stable, and reliable, was going to last for a long time, but some bolt of lightning, i.e. some kind of unexpected event or thing comes in and shakes it up or breaks it down. And when that's the case, it usually represents that it's meant to, even if it's challenging or painful at the time. I mean, it can also represent like winning the lottery or something. It represents an ending of something so that it can be transformed, or so that you can move on to something new towards your joy and fulfillment, no matter how unexpected it might be and no matter how challenging it might be. The key to understanding and utilizing energies of cards like the Tower and Death, you know, those kind of major Arcana cards, is to not resist it, because number one, you're not gonna, you can't, and two, allow yourself to move through it and not resist it and not stay stuck in it, because it'll help you move through it easier and faster and put you on the next thing. So there's some kind of major, you know, upset or event, or some kind of major change event happening. There's a new beginning here, and it feels like a very fierce, you have the Ace of Wands and it's sitting right next to the Seven of Wands. You know, the Ace of Wands is the new beginning. All aces represent new beginnings, new opportunities, the start of a new path, you know, the opportunity to start a new path. This is the Ace of Wands, which is the Ace of Fire. That's the element which governs this suit. So it's active, aggressive, creative. It's the start of something you feel very passionate, and it's a new beginning, you know, the new spark, enthusiasm and desire and excitement. The Seven of Wands, this is very determined energy, protecting, guarding, defending that which you hold near and dear, you've held for quite some time. The Ace of Wands is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, which is a card of holding on to that which makes you feel safe, solid, stable, reliable. That's what Pentacles is. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth, and so Pentacles often references the physical structure of our life: money, finance, property, real estate assets, or even on an emotional level, long-term relationships, the things which makes us feel safe and stable, and the efforts we put into attaining those things. The Four of Pentacles is sometimes called the Miser card. It's a card that can represent holding on to something, because that's what makes you feel safe. If you've lost a lot of money in the past, it's being more frugal, more economical, more careful, because you don't want to lose what you have left, and you want to build up what you have left too, because fours can represent stability. They can also represent stagnation. Every card can change depending on the cards around it in terms of the depth of its definition. And then we have Temperance underneath the Seven of Wands. Defensive. This is defensive, protecting, guarding energy, protecting something you feel very strongly about because of what you have invested in it. And Temperance is about balance. It's about being in the middle of opposite extremes, and that's the only way that you can keep your balance in the midst of a teeter-totter or a seesaw, because if you step out on the outside arms, which you have no control over, which are other events or people or opinions, when you leave your center of grounding of knowing who and what you are and what you're about, and you step out on the arms that you can't control, that's where you'll lose your balance, because they come and go up and down. Being in the middle, is particularly about our mental and emotional balance as well. Staying in, not being tempted to get drawn into external things or people's opinions or even our own emotions. Staying where we know, staying on a path that we know is right for us. And, I have to say, Scorpio, that there's this sense in this reading of, it may be that you guys are initiating, or because of your actions or what you've said, is perhaps initiating, a big shakeup or a breakdown or an ending of something, because you want a new beginning. You want a new beginning in which you feel stable and secure, and which implies that you haven't been. And you're determined to get back balance in your life, regardless of what that might take. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. And it could be anything. It could be relationship, could be in your work life, home life, family. So let's clarify. Tell me more about the Tower. Holy cow. Sun. Classic blessing in disguise. And it might not even be so much in disguise, Scorpio. Because again, this might be because of your decisions and actions of being in a relationship, a situation, a job, a family dynamic, even friendship, whatever it is. There's an implication here that there's been a lot of, chaos, imbalance, maybe unhappiness, or maybe a cycle of being up and down. And you're making the decision, I want a new beginning. I need to get some stability back in my life, and whatever it takes, I'm going to do that, which includes maybe blowing up this situation, leaving it, or saying, giving an ultimatum and meaning it. I mean, the Tower clarified by the Sun, sometimes this can represent an event which comes in that changes your life in a huge, beautiful, positive way. The Tower always represents that, but sometimes it doesn't manifest until later, like the ending of a relationship that's very difficult. But as you move further and further away from it, you find yourself in this great place, and you look back and you go, man, at the time I thought that was, horrible and traumatic, but it was really the best thing that could have happened to me because I'm here. It can represent a blessing in disguise in that way. Or it can represent, because again, I'm getting this sense that some of you have initiated this Tower card energy. Maybe you set an ultimatum and said, I'm not happy with this, and if this doesn't change, I'm going to leave. And the other person said, okay, fine, leave, or something like that. Or you did that at work, or something of that sort. And you are initiating this because you're aware that this is what you have to go through, this is what you have to do in order to get this, the sun, which is an uplifting of energy, which is light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination, clarity, a releasing of restrictive energies and pain. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. And you're determined to do this. There's such a sense of determination of regaining stability in your life and not being willing to compromise on what that is for you, Scorpio, that it feels like a lot of you have initiated the events that have set this Tower card into motion. You know, even if you really didn't, I mean, who wants to, you know, go through this in a challenging way? I mean, unless it's winning the lottery, right? But sometimes we make the decision to do it because we know it's best, because it puts us, if we're in an unhappy place in work, in family, in relationships, we know that an ending or a breakup or breakdown will be difficult and painful. But if we're in a situation that isn't going to change, then we're responsible for initiating that change. And that change means going through this Tower card energy so that we can be on a path to have this potential, right? Determination. Clarify the Ace of Wands. What's this exciting new beginning about? It feels, I mean, it might be something you're beginning now, or something that you're causing an ending for, or going through an ending so that you can have that new beginning. Ten of Wands, yep, the end of a long-held, heavy burden. Something which has become too much for you over time. It's just too heavy. You're carrying it successfully, but you can't even stand up straight. Long-standing card, too. I mean, the Ten of Wands doesn't show up overnight. It usually shows up as one wand, two wands. You're walking down the street carrying your wand, maybe flipping them around. Everything's fine. But over time, it grows and grows and grows until it becomes this burden, this cycle. Yeah, and tens represent cycles ending, an ending coming to a fulfillment, achievement, an ending point too. So you can lay these wands down and have the new beginning. The Ten of Swords right behind it. Another ending. The ending of the pain, the heartache, the betrayal, all of that. The World. Wow. The World is the last major arcana card, Scorpio. It represents the end of the tarot journey, the Fool's journey, and the beginning of a new one, preparing for the next phase, a final, complete ending. And you also have the Tower, which is an ending and a breakdown as well. Look at this. Whatever it is, it's done. You're done. It's over. You're done. You're done, Scorpio. You're done with whatever even if it's a situation or a person that you love, whatever it's been, you're done. You're so done. You're so done, they need to find another word for done. You just want it to be done. You want to lay these wands down, get those swords out of your back, be done, and move on to a new, brand new journey. There was a King of Wands behind all of that too. It may involve another person. They might be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising for some of you. Wow. All right, let's clarify this Four of Pentacles, holding on to what makes you feel stable. I often see the Four of Pentacles come up, Scorpio, when someone's actually lost quite a bit in their past or in this situation. And because of that, they're a lot wiser about not spending so frivolously, whether that's money or their love or their time. You know, they're more careful about what they spend themselves on and what they keep to protect their own sense of stability and balance and security, because it's right next to Temperance, which is all about balance as well. Jumper. The Four of Swords, another four. So the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Swords. This is a card also of taking a step back from whatever the conflict is to rest, recuperate, recover, conserve the strength that you have, gain a different perspective. It's also a number of stability. 2 4s right next to Temperance, which is about balance and stability as well. and that Ace of Wands and the Seven of Wands at the top, wanting that new beginning, being done. This is done. You're tired of going through whatever this is. And you're not backing down this time. It's all about regaining stability in your life. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands, this defensive energy. Protecting, guarding, defending. The Devil. And the Three of Wands. Profound instability and needing to feel good, needing to be able to look forward in the future and feel positive about what's coming. Yeah, I think for most, if not all of you, Scorpio, whatever the situation is, whether it's a job or a family situation or a relationship of some kind, this has been an ongoing cycle, up and down, a lot of instability, and you are really, really over it. You're really done with it. Whatever the ending is, whatever the breakdown is, you're willing to go through it because you desperately want to regain stability and be able to look forward into the future and feel really hopeful and positive about what's coming, which you can't do in this situation because it keeps going around and around in the same way. And when you look forward to the future, all you see is the same thing playing out again. So instead of waiting for changes to happen independent of your own choice and action, this is about taking action, whether to cause the breakdown yourself or just allow it to happen, because you need to put yourself in a place where you can look forward and have the hope of your joy and fulfillment looking forward, and regain stability and protect yourself, because that's what this is about. And not just protecting yourself in terms of your finances, your money, your surrounding, all of that, but that hope of what you want, what you're wanting to manifest in your life. Advice, guidance for Scorpio on how best to navigate through this time period. We're just looking at a short period of time, the last 2 weeks of September. Advice and guidance for Scorpio. You're doing the right thing, so kudos to you. Because for some of you, and again, this is a general reading, the details and intensity, the degree of how this tarot card manifests in your life is going to vary. But the Sun with it is a very clear indication that even if it's challenging or painful, it is a blessing in disguise, and you're going to see that the further away from it that you get. Six of Swords, advice and guidance for you, Scorpio. It's a card of healing, of leaving behind the choppy, turbulent, muddy waters and moving into more peaceful, calm, placid, serene, balanced place. It's transitional, and it's about the healing process. And sometimes the healing, and not always, the healing process, especially in the early days, can be painful. You have good days, bad days, good hours, bad hours. But overall, you're moving further and further away from the choppy waters. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet, but you're definitely moving towards that. So this is about, leaving it behind and moving into a place of healing and balance, and not compromising on that. Also behind that's the Hermit and the Four of Swords. So you have two Four of Swords because I clarified with a different deck. Yeah, these cards are all about leaving, about moving back, about withdrawing, walking your own path, being alone. Yes, sometimes that can be difficult or sad, but it's also a path of wisdom, insight, learning. So, Scorpio, that is your reading for the last half of September. Kind of heavy, but positive. So, Scorpio, remember, even if whatever this Tower card means for you is painful, dramatic, difficult, challenging, behind it is the Sun. This is why this is happening, because this is where you're needed. This is where you want to be. And even if the Tower card represents something that's difficult, the Sun is right behind it. It's a blessing. Even if that blessing is a little disguised at first, it's a blessing. So Scorpio, that's your reading for the last half of September. I hope that you found it useful. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October general readings. Again, if any of these videos resonate for you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. You can get that information too by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all soon. I hope to see you all soon. And in the meantime, I wish you much blessings and peace and strength. Take care. Bye-bye.